In today's tutorial, we're doing convex layers. For convex, that means we're going with the round of the head. Round of the head means rounded layers. That's going to create lots of volume and lots of movement, so make sure you're recommending it for those clients that actually want those things. It's great for all lengths, short, medium, and long. So at the end, I'm going to show you a side-by-side the difference between the convex and the concave layers and how it looks on my mannequin. Stick with me. I'm Angie from Shark Fin Shears. Very simple sectioning with this cut. I have, for insurance purposes, sectioned her off in the front at the parietal ridge. Where the comb disconnects from the head, that's where the round is, and that's where we're sectioning. So you'll see that here, and then I just clip that away. That's because when we do these rounded layers, especially in the front, and especially when we're first starting out, that's where we can kind of create holes and we can enter into the length space, and we don't want to do that. Everything will be connected, but this just gives us that extra insurance for when we do the layering and then when we connect it down to the length. Starting off with these convex layers, I'm going to begin in the front because with rounded layers, we're continuing it with the round of the head shape. This is going to make sure that we don't have any hard parts when it comes to the hair flowing towards the back. So if you start in the top, you know where your shortest piece is and you can continue with that. It makes it a lot easier. So going with the width of my comb here, and I'm going to just section that all the way down to the neck. First things first is grabbing the top of this section and decide where our shortest piece is going to lay. Now, most people don't just push all of their hair back. Most of the time, this falls down. But in any chance that your client does like to push all of their hair back, keep that in mind when you're creating your first cut, because that is going to decide where everything lays, and it is the shortest piece. So I'm going to make sure I can control my section, and I'm going with the round of the head. So the head naturally goes down a little bit towards the face, up, and then it comes down. So let's lift this piece up, coming on both sides of the section, lifting up, deciding where you want the shortest piece to be, and then cutting. Remember not to cut past your second knuckle. There's two reasons why we don't cut past the second knuckle. And if you know the reasons, leave them in the comment section. I am following this. So as I see my longest piece right here, now cutting a few snips to my knuckle and following this all the way down throughout the head. There goes the longest piece. Now I'm going to start getting into this length area. So to make sure that you don't create a hole, you want to lift up all of this section and find where that length is. So her length is medium, so I can see some of it falling out, and I know that it'll be connected, and I'll also have some length there, and I won't have any holes moving forward. So now that I have my guide in the middle, I can hit that apex, move the top part out of the way, brushing her down. So now I have the front and the top pushed out of the way, and now I can concentrate on doing the back, now that I have my initial guide section. Clipping my sections away so I can really just concentrate and focus on my new sectioning here, lifting the hair up, and I want to find my guide. So by doing that, I'm just going to flip my comb over, and I'll start seeing that pop up. I see my short piece right here at the top, so let's get that. You'll notice when you are searching for your guide that, especially at the top, that it almost goes into a triangular point right here. Don't be nervous about that. Don't start cutting a triangle into your haircut. We just want to get that first initial cut done and then scoop it down. And as you travel down with your layers, you'll grab that spot that almost looked like it was like this, and it's going to round out. I'm going to move on to my next section. And this looks like it would be the last section over here. However, that section is way too thick. Although I am going to over direct right in here where we get the holes, but I don't want to over direct it too much. So I want to make sure that I'm still only going about a comb width apart in my sections. I'll move that out of the way and make sure I can really just focus on what I need to cut in this area. Now that we're into this last section, again, taking a subsection, pushing this out of the way. And now I have this little area here. So this little area, I'm going to over direct into my last guide and continue lifting it up. And moving this with the head shape. Just make sure you're combing only on one side to push it back. Let's continue that on the other side. As I do that, I want to see if you can see this mannequin's hair. So when I lift up her guide, you can see that all right there. I'm going to lift this up a little bit, and you can see how it goes into a triangular area with her guide. But we're not worrying about that. Remember, we're just cutting that top part. And then as we move with the round of the head, we will get to that. Just don't panic and cut it off too soon. And as you can see here, when I come down this way, some of this hair that I would be cutting is in between my knuckles. So I'm going to move my fingers up a little bit. I don't want to cut in between those knuckles. And the reason being, the two reasons is, one, of course, there's a high chance that you can cut yourself. But number two is the tension in between your knuckle and the beginning of your fingers is different. So if you cut past your knuckle, what you end up getting is a jagged line because the tension is a little bit stronger between your knuckles. If you got it right, let us know in the comments. Now that the back is complete, we're going into the front. Again, we already made that initial guide section, so I'm going to grab her and section her off in the middle. And you'll notice I still have these points clipped away. Again, that is for insurance purposes only. So what we're doing is connecting some of the back. So we have our guide in the back here, and we have that guide that we made in our very first section. Looks a little bit silly because we're pushing that away right now. And what I'm doing is first cutting square, lifting it up. I see my guide point and cutting that off. And then with the guide from the back, holding this out, and I'm just angling my fingers out slightly so that way I can see where the length is. I see my shorter piece, move it out a little bit, and cutting that just to connect the two of them. Again, traveling with my guide. Little piece from there, little piece from here, keeping that bottom out of it for right now. Lifting straight up and cutting square. and then just dipping it down a little bit. And angling my fingers outward. That way I make sure that I'm not going to end up cutting into her length. If we are more experienced with keeping our length intact and not cutting a hole for it, feel free to just keep that with it and just cut that from top down to the ear, all in one section. Now I'm going to take this out and just make sure I can connect both of the top parts that I already cut and connect that down to the length. Doing the same exact motion that I did, comb width apart in my guide. Let's comb width apart. And now that I'm just at that bottom area, I want to continue my angle. Here goes her length. Here goes my section, my guide from before, and I can simply just cut down. What we aren't doing, especially with medium to longer hair, is bringing this 90 degrees, because that's when we are getting into her length area, and that's just going to create a very jagged look in the front. Create my last subsection, and same as the other side, over directing this front portion into my last section. And then just creating a horizontal section on the top to double check, lifting that straight up and down, making sure I have a straight line so it falls evenly on both sides. I'm going to get her dried up and we'll be right back. Since we're visual learners, of course I did one side curly with a blowout and the other one a smoother blowout. So you can see the texture, the movement, and the roundness of the shape that this will give you. And you can also see that cutting it this way, you're not going to have hard lines that create a stacked feel for it. You can see here it still has that nice rounded shape. Thanks for sticking till the end, and as promised, I'm going to show you side-by-side pictures of the convex and the concave layers so you can really pick out what would work best for your clients. As always, hit the bell for notifications on the newest videos coming to you. Hit the thumbs up if you love the video and leave a comment of anything you want to see in the future.